The choice is yours. Today, Anthony is giving us the outline on what steps to take towards the future you desire.
But really the ultimate goal is we all want freedom. We want the freedom to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And some of us are around an average group of people and we have average results. But wealthy people have elevated community.
Now, before we hop into today's show, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's jump into the video.
You know, most people say that they cannot predict the future. Like, hey, Anthony, how do I get to the future? And I want to give you some basic stuff with everyone talking about, oh man, we're in the middle of recession. Oh man, I may lose my job. Oh man, I may have this. And what am I going to do about the future? And here is the truth. The caliber of your future is determined by the choices you make today. The caliber, the quality, the flavor, the luxury of your future will be determined by the decisions, by the choices you make today. The quality of your family's future will be determined by the choices you make today. Even if you are single, as a single man, the decisions I make today will impact my future wife. It will impact my future kids. And a lot of people think we cannot predict our future. A lot of people think, well, I can't predict where I'm going to go. I can't predict where I'm going to be. And here is the truth. You can. I'm not saying you're a genie in the Bible. I'm not saying you're God. But what I am saying is you are in control of the direction you go when it comes to your life. You are in control. And here's the thing. You'll have three basic futures. Three. 1, 2, 3. Three basic futures that you get to decide what exactly you want to do and how your future is going to look when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your family. What are those three things? I'm going to tell you right now. Poor, you're going to decide if you're poor. Average, being number 2, you're going to decide if you're average. What's number 3? Wealthy. Those are the three futures that you have when it comes to building wealth. And they are in your hands. They're not in the White House hands. Stop waiting on the White House to fix your house. It's your house. It's your responsibility. The White House is not making you poor. The White House is not making you average. And for sure, the White House is not going to make you wealthy. You predict that future. You and your spouse predict that future. You and your partner predict that future. And if you're single, you and I'm single, we predict that future. And you say, Anthony, well, what do you mean? How do I predict that future? Like, you're talking about, I can predict if I'm going to be wealthy? Absolutely. Absolutely. You mean I can predict if I'm going to be just average? Absolutely. Anthony, I can predict if I'm going to be poor and broke? Absolutely. And I'm going to show you right now exactly how you can do it. I came up with this thing called the Predict Your Future Curve. I was sitting down and I was like, okay. Hold on a minute, man. My team introduced me to this new thing called Poppy. And they're not paying me, but it's been good, boy. I feel good on this ring right here. Hold on. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I came up with this thing called Predict Your Future Curve. And inside of this curve, I'm going to really show you how you and I control our feelings. Because here's the truth, right? When you really step back and you look at your life and you look at, okay, what exactly do I want when it comes to my future? Like, what kind of experiences do I want to have? There's three main things. You want to experience money. You want to have a lot of money. Or some of you may say, you know what? I don't want to have a lot of money, but I want to have enough money. You could be that person. I don't want to be rich, but I do want to have enough to live, to survive, and to do the basic things of what I really want to do. But I don't need a whole bunch of money. That's cool if that's you. I want a lot of money because the more money I have, the more impact I can make. The more people I can employ, the more millionaires I can help become, the more people I can help become millionaires, the more I could give to my local church. And also money brings what? Meaning as well. So I want to have a meaningful life. I want to have a life that when people see Anthony, I have impacted them in a certain kind of way. Not just by giving them encouraging words, but I've been able to partner with churches and nonprofits and organizations and bring meaning and bring substance to them. I want people, when they experience Anthony ONeal, they experience life transformation. They experience something that brings substance and value to them. I don't want to just have a whole bunch of money and don't have any meaning. No, I want to bring meaning, not just to myself, but to everyone else around me. Not just to myself, but to my team as well. And you know what? When we all think about it, what is the ultimate goal? It's really not money. It's really not a whole bunch of meaning. It is. But really the ultimate goal is we all want freedom. We want the freedom to do what we want to do when we want to do it. Some of us are tired of having to go to work every single day. Having to go to work every single day. Having to ask our bosses, can we take off? Some of us saying, you know what? Like for me, I don't want my wife to go ask another man or another woman, can she take off for a quarter or for a week so they can go do something? No, I want to say, babe, we about to go. We about to go. And I say that, and I have a team. And I told my team, hey, listen, I want us to get work done, but I also want us to have freedom. I want you to know, working with me as we are building a business that is meaningful, that is impactful, you also as well have freedom. So it's like, okay, Alex, our creative director, said, hey, listen, what about this? What about once a quarter? We have the capabilities of taking off 1 week. Okay, on this level of the company, on the executive team, absolutely. Once a quarter, you want to get away, go spend time with your family and work away from the office, go do it. It's about freedom. We all want money, we all want meaning, and we all want freedom. But some of us don't really understand how to get there. And this is why I came up with the Predict Your Future Curve. Because the Predict Your Future Curve is going to be so impactful that I promise you this much, that it will help you understand where you are in life. This is not the show that you want to skip through. And if you're listening to this on podcast, I want you to come over to my YouTube channel so you can see the curve, because I really, really, really want you to see this. But there's three kind of people. What I tell y'all, poor people, average people, wealthy people. And poor people just have a poor mindset. They have a poor mindset. But there are some things that all three of these people do, but they do it differently. Here's the very first thing. If you're going to predict your future, you got to have some level of community. And the poor people, they lack community. They think, oh, I can do it all on my own. I don't need no man for this. I don't need a woman for this. I don't need nobody to help me out. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And here's the truth. You can't build wealth. You cannot build anything successful on your own. Hey, real quick, when you're feeling your best, did you know you can actually take on the world and accomplish anything you want and anything you set your mind to? But sometimes life can get in the way and you may start to feel overwhelmed or like you're not showing up as the best version of yourself. That's where therapy can come in. By working with a licensed therapist, you can get closer to being the best version of yourself and feel more empowered to handle whatever life throws your way. If you're considering giving therapy a try, which I highly suggest, BetterHelp is a fantastic option. You see, it's convenient, it's flexible, it's affordable, it's gonna fit inside of your budget, and it's all done online, fam. Simply fill out a brief questionnaire to be matched with a licensed therapist, and here's the thing, you can switch your therapist at any time for no additional charge. If you want to live a more empowered and fulfilling life, therapy can help get you there. And right now, because you are my family, you can get 10% off your first month when you visit anthonyoneal.com/therapy. Again, that's anthonyoneal.com/therapy. You can get the link in today's show notes. But hey, take the first step towards a better you. Now, here's the second step. Let's get back to the show, because I know it's a good one. Average people just have regular people around them. When I say regular people, I'm talking about these are good people, but they're not stretching them at all. They're not, hey, did you do something today? Every time my team get around me, I probably make them feel a little uncomfortable. Cause I'm, do y'all do this? You don't? Whoa. No, I'm not average. And so I'm not going to give you average thinking. I'm not going to give you average answers. I'm not going to give you okay, cool, great. No, I'm stretching my team. Michelle's the youngest one on our team. And every time she get around me, I'm like, hey, Michelle, are you investing? Hey, Michelle, do you got life insurance? And Michelle knows I'm going to ask her that. She got 2 different kind of life insurance policies. Because she knows, like, wait, if I were with AO, if I'm going to be around this group, if I'm going to be around this community of people, I got to elevate to that level as well. And some of us are around an average group of people, and we have average results. But wealthy people have elevated communities. They have people, when they get in that community, when they get in that environment, they feel stretched. They feel elevated. Watch this. They feel uncomfortable. And if you are going to predict your future, and if you want to have a wealthy future, you have to be in a community that is elevated. If you are the strongest and the wisest person in your community, if you are the wealthiest person in your community, you are in the wrong community. What you're in is the average community. You're in the regular community. You're an average person. Some of us feel as if I don't need nobody for nothing. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. And when I hear a lady say that, like, I don't need no man, I'm like, yo, girl, you're going to be single for a while. When I hear people say, I don't need you to help me build wealth, you're going to be average. Best case scenario. I've never met a wealthy person that built a billion-dollar business, a thriving business, without some level of help. Without somebody speaking into them. Now I'm saying the average, right? There may be that 1 or 2 person, there may be some few people out there who struck gold and then boom. But I guarantee you, you can't sustain that without some level of community around you. So you want to be wealthy? You got to get around the right people. You got to elevate your community. You got to elevate your surroundings. You got to elevate the people around you. If you're the smartest, if you're the wealthiest, if you're the greatest, you're not in an elevated community, and you're not on a trajectory of building wealth. And if you lack community, you're going down the wrong way. If you think you could do it all by your own, you're going down the wrong way. How is it that God, the creator of this earth, as a Christian, created man in his own image and saw that man who he created still needed community, still needed people around him, so he created Eve? If Adam, who was created in God's own image, still needed help, still needed people around him, you need that as well. Here's number 2. You need some level of strategy. If you're going to get the money, the meaning, the freedom, and you're going to predict your future, you need some level of a strategy in place. You don't need luck. You don't need a miracle. You need a strategy. Stop praying for God to give you a miracle and start praying for God to give you a strategy. God, give me the strategy. Give me the knowledge. Give me the wisdom on how to operate the strategy to build wealth, to build this business, to build a personal brand, to build my family, to be a good husband, to be a good wife, to make this investment. God, give me the strategy. Poor people have no strategy. Oh, man, I don't need nobody. And you know what? I'm just going to go with Mother Nature. I'm just going to go with the flow. What? Huh? I'm just going to flow and just allow the vibe tell me where to go. What the heck? I'm just going to allow Earth to direct my path. What? And you're wondering why you're stressed and you're not going nowhere. You're not experiencing the things that other people are experiencing because you have no strategy. And then average people, they have average strategy. What's the average strategy? Go to school, take out student loans, go to school for 4 years, graduate with about $100,000 in student loan debt, get you a decent job, work that for 40 years so you can get a retirement check. That's gonna be about 40 to 60% of your paycheck, and then only live about 10, 15% left of your life. That's the strategy. And you know what? Oh, I forgot. Based for some of the other people, make sure you keep your credit score above a 700. Leverage other people's money. That's a strategy. And you're wondering why you have average results. Because you have a average, sometimes a horrible strategy. It's a strategy, but it's not the best strategy. And it's not a proven strategy that has built wealth. Let me tell you what that is. That is an average strategy. That is a proven average strategy for average people. That's why we have middle-class average people, because we follow middle-class strategies. And we're not willing to be uncomfortable to get out of our communities to learn what are the elevated people doing, what are the wealthy people doing, what's the strategy the wealthy people are doing, and how do we follow that? And as you can see here in the green, you got to have a proven strategy that you follow. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? Hold on. Again, they ain't paying me to drink this drink. I just want y'all to know that, but it's good. There's nothing new up underneath the sun. Oh, I got this brand new idea. It's not new. Somebody else in the world thought about it. Somebody else has thought about it. Has somebody else maybe executed on it? Probably so. But probably they've executed on it and you're just not, you don't see it. I'm done trying to create new things. What I'm trying to do is, okay, what has worked for someone else? What Apple is doing is not new. They have a computer. Microsoft had a strategy. Apple said, okay, cool, great. That's a strategy. Computer. We're just going to bring a different flavor to the computer world. You have Motorola, Nokia's. Apple was like, you know what? They got computers. We got these cell phones. Okay, the strategy is cell phones that could dial, that can do text messaging. How about we actually bring some of our apps to the iPhone world? Not to the iPhone world, to the phone world, to the cell phone world. Nothing brand new. Cell phones was not brand new. But they brought a different strategy. Not a different strategy, they brought a different idea to a proven strategy. That people need cell phones. People want to be able to text. People want to be able to call while they're driving in their cars and while they're out, in the community. Houses. So many builders out there. It's not brand new that you could build a house. Follow the strategy. But then now bring your flavor to the strategy. One of the reasons why we've been able to build a 7-figure plus business is because I've learned so much from different people, from your Dave Ramseys, from your Bishop T.D. Jakes, from your Rudolph McKissick Jr.'s, from your Amy Porterfields, from your Sean Cannells on YouTube, from watching everyone. I'm like, all right, cool. I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. I see how they did it. Okay, I see how let me bring what God put on the inside of me to this strategy. What I'm teaching and what I'm doing is nothing brand new, but I am adding my flavor to the strategy that is proven. And then now watch this. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to create my own strategy now. Somebody else is going to take my strategy and go duplicate it for them for their flavor as they're coming up. And you know what? I am okay with that, because that is the quickest way to wealth. Trying to do it on your own and trying to be brand new is going to slow you down. And if you want to be wealthy, you got to follow a proven strategy that has created other wealthy people. And here's the last prediction, that the choice that you can make that can predict your curve is you got to have some level of a brand. If you're going to build wealth, you got to have some level of ownership. And poor people have a poor brand. They have a poor personal brand. People don't know them. People don't really like them. People don't really care for them. And average people actually have a confused brand, right? It's like, okay, what are you doing? Like, what are you selling? What are you trying to accomplish? Wait. Where are you going with this? Wealthy people have an irresistible, super clear, straight to the point brand. Super clear, straight to the point, irresistible brand. Wealthy people have such an irresistible brand that you may even disagree with what they say, but because they're so polished and so solid and consistent and respectful, even though you may not agree with what they say, you still respect them and you still rock with them. Some of y'all don't agree with my debt-free message, but you still rock with me, and I love you, and I appreciate you for rocking with me. But if you are going to build wealth, you gotta have an elevated community, you gotta have a proven strategy, and you gotta have an irresistible brand. An irresistible brand. CJ, put that camera back on me. Studies are showing nearly right now, currently in the year 2023, that nearly 70% of people live in paycheck to paycheck. When you dive deeper into this study reveals that out of that 70%, a large portion of those are people who make over 6 figures. These are people who are living paycheck to paycheck because of inflation, because of job loss. But a lot of people saying, man, we have an income problem. And here's the truth. We don't really have an income problem. We have a lack of utilizing our gifts and skills problem. You have the skills, you have the talents that God put on inside of you. And I want to ask you this question. I want you to be very honest. Are you utilizing them correctly? Or are you just going to work, getting that check, coming home, and not really utilizing your gifts and skills to build wealth, to pay off debt? Well, listen, I am hosting a 100% free masterclass here with the next few days, and I'm teaching people how to build a personal brand, how to use the gifts and the skills that God put on the inside of you and turn that into an extra $1,000 to $5,000 a month to go towards paying off debt, to go towards, building an emergency fund, to go towards building a dream home. But I'm gonna go even a step further. What if you can use the same principles I'm gonna be teaching for free? You make an extra $1,000 to $5,000, but what happens if you could turn it into a 6-figure income or maybe a 7-figure income within the next couple of years? Well, if you are ready to take control of your money, if you're ready to utilize the gifts and the skills God has given you to build a legacy, to build wealth for yourself, can you meet me? I want you to go to anthonyoneal.com/save my seat. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/save my seat. Or you can click the link in today's show notes. It's 100% free. Come join me. Let me show you how we, my team and I, built a 7-figure brand and how we can put $1,000 in your pocket within the next 30 to 60 days. I'll see you soon. I want to ask you this question. What do you want your future to be? Do you want it to be a poor future? Do you want it to be an average future? Or do you want it to be a wealthy future? I want you to type that in the comments. Type that in the comments, and let me know which one do you want to be. Like, honestly, I want you to be honest. And honestly, I want you to think about where are you now and where do you want to go? So type that in the comments. I am currently on, the average line, the poor line, or the wealthy line. But here's the truth, you guys. You can't get to where you want to go until you're honest about where you are right now. And if I'm honest with you, I would say about 10 years ago, I was on the poor line. I thought I had a brand. I thought I was doing brands right, but I really wasn't connecting. And then I elevated to the average brand. And then I started incorporating elevated communities. I started following proven systems and proven strategies. And then I started hitting that green line. Then I started seeing it elevate. And now all I want to do is help people get to that green line. All I want to do is help people have wealth and options and freedom inside of their life. Because here's the truth. Your future is predicted by the decisions you make today. And you got to make the right one. You have to make the absolute right one. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, God, like, how do I help people get there? How? Like, how do I help people to get to that wealthy line? And I got to start by asking this question. Are you committed to being wealthy? Are you committed to making the decisions that may challenge you today, that may make you feel uncomfortable today to get to the wealthy line? Are you committed to maybe letting some people go that's in your community right now so you can make room for the people who need to be inside your community? Because can I be honest with you? There are certain people who I wouldn't mind rocking with, but I see some of the people who they're rocking with, and I don't want to be inside of that circle. So because they haven't made space for my mindset, for who I am, I can't rock with them. Because it's not them, it's who they're connected to. It's who they're doing community with. It's who they're doing life with. And I am fearful that if I get inside of that community, it can bring me back down to the average line. So some of y'all saying, well, this guy won't, or this person won't, or they won't let me, or they won't be my mentor. It's not because of you. It's because of who's around you. And if we can get rid of certain people, we create room for the right people to come inside of our life. But God won't send that right person because you haven't created room for them. You have to create room for what you want. And sometimes that means we gotta let our family go. Sometimes, that means we have to let some of our peers go. Love them. But say, hey man, where I'm trying to go, I got to change this. And if you're committed, if you are dedicated to that green line, to that wealthy line, hey fam, you gonna have to make some changes. You are definitely gonna have to make some changes. And if you're committed to that wealthy line, and if you're saying, Anthony, I'm ready to get there. Anthony, I believe that there is a calling inside of my life. There is a purpose to my life. I have a story. I have a journey. I have a gift. I have a talent that I really want to help people with. Then I want to invite you to join me for I believe, one of the best workshops on the internet right now. I'm running a free live workshop that will show you how to grow your money, how to grow your meaning, and how to get to the freedom that you desire through your personal brand. How do we grow our money? How do we experience more meaning? And how do we have the freedom for our families that we desire? And I think one of the best ways to do that is through ownership. And what is the easiest thing that we can own is our personal brand. Some of y'all been following me for a while. Some of y'all just recently started following me. Thank you so much for rocking with me and my team. But some of y'all been following me for a while, and you've seen where I've started years ago to where we are now. And we are at a place to where I have money, I have meaning, and I feel accomplished. I feel like I am walking inside of what God has called me to walk into. And I have freedom. I have the options to do what I desire, when I desire, with whomever I desire. And I've been able to experience that because of a personal brand. Some people say, well, Anthony, what are you talking about with a personal brand? Well, a personal brand is someone, when you think about, let's think of like Sarah Jakes. Pastor Sarah has a church. She is the co-pastor of the Potter's House in Dallas and all the locations, right? But outside of the Potter's House, she has a brand based upon herself called Woman Evolve. She took her story of how she evolved as a woman, how she was a mother at a very young age, right? And now look at her today. One of the most profound speakers and one of the most sought after speakers in the world, probably one of the strongest women speakers and influencers and brands in the world. Wherever she goes, whatever city she is in, she sells out. She did that off of a personal brand, off of her story, off of her journey, off of her assignment. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned the thing right around, and now it's making her millions. And watch this, before it was making her millions, she had meaning. She was impacting lives. And because she is operating inside of her calling, now she's making millions by impacting others. What's another example of personal brands? Myself. I was sleeping in the back of my car and I was contemplating suicide and I was running away from God. And then I got out of that and I got on a budget and I started touring around teaching young people how to become successful. The next thing you know, I'm pastoring at churches and I'm teaching young kids how to be successful spiritually and practically. Then I joined an amazing team over at Ramsey Solutions, and I'm with them for 6.5 years, and I'm traveling around the world teaching people how to get out of debt and teaching young people how to be successful with finances, how to make the best decisions. Then I transitioned out on my own because I really wanted to speak specifically to Black people and all people, but I had a heart for Black people on how to win with their money, how to get out of debt. But then I understood before I could teach them really about debt, I got to teach them how to generate more money. And how we can generate more money is through a personal brand. So now we've been able to build a 7-figure business off of my story, off of my journey, but there's something inside of you that you can teach that can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars, but up front, it can make you a quick $1,000, $5,000 a month. And I want to show you through my personal brand workshop what you can do to do that. And so all you got to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/save my seat. That is anthonyoneal.com/save my seat. You can go into today's show notes and you can click that link. It's 100% free here. We're going to be hosting this workshop here within the next few days, and I want you to be there. I want you to hit that green line. And to hit that green line, we're going to talk about, I'm going to help you discover a complete breakdown of a personal brand model, okay? And you can take and implement immediately so that you can generate anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month to eventually one day, this could be a 6-figure to 7-figure business. Then I'm going to give you, I talked about this, right? Wealthy people have a strategy. I'm going to give you the game-changing strategy to building a personal brand during times that are financially uncertain right now. We see that people are talking about a recession. Man, we've been talking about a recession for like the last year and a half. Do I believe part of the world is in a recession? Yes. But jobs are still at an all-time high. People are still, on the consumer side of things, things are still moving forward. But I do understand that with inflation, I do understand that we are seeing some things that is making us nervous. Cool, great. How do we get you some extra income? I'm gonna give you that strategy on how you can use your personal brand to bring in extra income. Then I'm gonna give you a proven step-by-step roadmap to creating a magnetic content strategy. So how do you do this? Anthony, I have a story, but I know I gotta have some content. You know what? I'm gonna teach you that strategy on how you can take literally what you went through today and turn it into content that helps somebody else's life when you help somebody else's life and how you get paid. Listen, this workshop is 100% free. And all you gotta do is go to anthonyoneal.com/save my seat. That is anthonyoneal.com/save my seat. I wanna help you predict your future. Actually, better, let me say this even more deeper. Not more deeper. Let me say this deeper. I want to help you change your future. I want to help you accomplish a future that you've written on paper. I want to help you accomplish the future that you've dreamed about. I want to help you transition into the job and into the career field and into the business that you desire. I want to help you build your dream home. And I believe the best way to do that is through a personal brand. And I'm teaching you within the next few days for free how to do that. So I want you to join me. I want you to be a part of this message. Okay? It will help you out. And I want to end with this. I was about to close my computer. I was looking at my notes. I said, ooh, do I want to say that? Because that's kind of scary. I don't know if I want to say that, but I'm going to say it. Here's something scary. All of us have a personal brand. And your personal brand is either helping you or hindering you in your wealth creation journey. It's either hindering you or helping you. And I want to help you get the brand to a point to where it's helping you. There's somebody who needs your message. There is somebody who needs your story. And you need an extra $1,000, $5,000 a month. You're ready to transition off of your job. Let me and my team help you. Join us. Give us 60 minutes. We'll put some money in your pocket. We'll help you understand meaning. And we'll help you get to that freedom. Go register now, and I'll see you there.